And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. What's happening? What's happening? I know. It's like the special version, a late night version. I really want to know, but something came up, bro. Something we got to talk about right now. Everybody on the internet, especially in the manosphere right now, is talking about it. Lapeef is talking about it. Coach Red Pill is talking about it. Media Man has already talked about it. Everyone's right now sitting down at their computers, editing, chopping it up, and getting it out there. I couldn't find the video, but I did find a content creator who's talking about it, and I'm just going to react to her video. What am I talking about? Eboni K Williams is out there warning women, especially black women, about the wall. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Yes. Get some for real, y'all. Yeah, man. Eboni K Williams. Y'all remember Eboni K Williams? She's she's a lawyer. She has a Judge TV show on now. I forget what network. She's on the Griot. She was all over YouTube and the internet some months back when she was saying I wouldn't marry a bus driver unless he owned a bus. And she was talking about how important it is to basically level up and have uh, um, a male counterpart. She's really looking for a partner or better, but to have a husband or a spouse that is on your level financially or above, right? Which it is what it is. G Hammer, what's good? I'm one of my nights in the building. What's good, man? Good to see you, man. Hey, what's good, huh? Caught your ass as soon as it happened on YouTube. Yeah, as soon as we hit the YouTube app, he's on it. You know what I mean? Hit the gym, feel great right now. Hey, man. Yeah, bro. My old butt, bro, for real. I'm sore everywhere, just slowly getting back into it, man. I'm going to a boxing gym tomorrow, and I'm gonna sign up. It's like real close to me out here in near the West Chase area. I'm gonna hit the boxing gym, bro, get my cardio in there, and then I'll hit the weights. I had no idea how bad my body is, man. My body is hurting right now, bro. Ooh, don't get old. Don't get old, Knight. I'm telling you now, don't get old. But appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being here. So we're talking about Eboni K Williams. She says something that's definitely going to be the talk of the town tomorrow, right? It's already burning up on the West Coast. I guarantee it. Like I said, Lapeef is talking about it right now. Coach Greg Adams is talking about it right now. They're live. You're going to have everybody talking about this. I'm telling you, everyone is sitting down right now, hitting up their editors in India or sitting down, behind their Adobe Premiere or their Filmora right now as we speak, and they're cutting this thing up and trying to rush to get it out there. It is what it is, bro. And it's bro. Like, we gotta talk about it. So I found this content creator, Vanity V. Never heard of her before, never seen her before. I was kind of watching her video, and then I stopped. It was like maybe 2 minutes in. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna watch this live and react to it, and so we could talk about it. Like I said, Media Man already has something out there, so we got that loaded up too. We're gonna watch his his take on what Eboni is talking about. And I'm telling you right now, women are going to be up in arms about this, especially black women. They're going to be upset, bro. They're going to be so mad. The sister code is going to be out, man. It's going to be them things going to be out, and they're going to be letting loose. And the manosphere, right? The red pill world, they're going to like, well, yeah, we told you. That's what it's pretty much going to be like. And I'm going to definitely reach out to Eboni through my people now. Like, yo, I'm going to try to get her on here. I'm gonna try real hard. I know it's gonna be hard to get her to commit 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever, because she's gonna get hit hard. This is gonna hit mainstream media. I'm pretty sure this is gonna hit mainstream media. People are gonna be hitting her up. She's gonna get all sorts of interview requests. But she's keeping it 100. What she says in this video, what we're about to watch, what she is saying, I just need somebody to tell me where she's wrong. Put it in the link. Tell me where she's wrong. We got Black Man Unfiltered in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you. Well, now, yeah, man, I got to do it now, man. I gotta jump on this Ebony K Williams thing. I'm certain you're gonna jump on it, bro. If you ain't already mixing it up, I'm certain you're gonna jump in on it, man. Um, so yeah, bro, we finna do this right now. Let me pull up again. This is Vanity V right here. She has her own YouTube channel. I have again. This is the first time I've ever seen her. I've never heard of her. I was just kind of trying to find the raw footage of what Ebony was saying, but I couldn't find it. It's on the grill. I don't know how people are getting it, but they already have it and they've already cut it up. Maybe they watched it live and recorded it. I don't know how they got it. I think she has it, but I want to react to this and just in real time and just kind of hear what this sister is saying. Like I said, I watched the first couple minutes already. This is a beautiful sister. I ain't gonna lie. Of course, she has on makeup and she has lighting and all that. But I would imagine, like, and she's already said that she's 42, I believe. She said she was 42. We'll hear it here in a second. This is a very beautiful sister right here. Real talk. I mean, if I saw a woman like this out and about, and she had, she was able to just conduct herself in such a way that's like, oh man, she's regal. You know what I mean? She's there. She's not embarrassing. She's cool. She's easy to approach, and we can have a good conversation. These are the type of women that I love to talk to. I love to sit down, talk to them. Like, man, that's what's up. She's cool. But then a lot of people like, well, why don't you, have a serious relationship with someone like that? I'm not trying to have a serious relationship with anyone right now. And the reason is keeping it 100. It's the age. I know I'm older, but people like, well, you're older. You're in your 50s. She's in her 40s. You're in your young 50s. She's in her young 40s. Y'all be a perfect match. Like, yeah, but if I can get her when she was 30, I think that'll work better for me. And that is what Ebony was talking about. Yeah, look at Young Knight's like, yeah, them curls do it for me. Yeah, she fine, bro. And I guarantee you the rest of her body is on point. This woman right here is definitely in shape. She's probably thick. Again, I would love to go out and talk to her. And who knows, maybe this would be the type of woman I sit down and talk and we really click. And then, all bets are off. I'm like, you know what? This is a cool woman. She's adding value. She's everything I need right now. She's the two of us are growing and we're making it and clicking and we're making money and we're being successful and we're networking. Then, of course, yeah, I'm going to be with her. You know what I mean? But again, men go off of looks first and foremost, and they want youth and beauty. So let's get into what Ebony had to say, man. Let's check this out. And away we go.
On YouTube. It's your girl Vanity here. Man, I am tired, y'all. I normally do not do videos this late, but I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys about a hot button topic. I feel like this is always a topic where the manosphere is talking about it, women, men, et cetera, et cetera. But what has sparked this is Ebony K. Williams, our favorite attorney slash ex-housewife slash socialite, all of these things. She has made a post that's gone viral, and she's talking about, in a nutshell, the way that Black women, as we age, as we get older, our value goes down versus Black men and men in general, as they age, their value goes up. And putting emphasis on how women should prioritize marriage if that's what they want, specifically right out of college, given, as if obviously if men and their value and Black men, because most Black women want to be married to a Black man, want to date a Black man. And so if their values are going up, we should get, just encouraging us to get married early on. Because, and this is what I will say is true that she said, as Black women, I am, in all transparency, I'm 41 years old. I do have a long-term boyfriend. I am not married. Hopefully, we do get married. But what I will say is, as a Black woman, it is slim pickings, pickings in general. But if you want a Black man that's successful, that's making six figures, that's tall, the more that you add to the list, right? You know how Chili had that crazy list where she wants 1,000 things, that is like, what man is really going to meet that list? But the more you add to the list, the less likely you are to have the things that you want.
Right. So we've all heard this. We've all heard this on this side of the internet. There's not a guy on, well, even the guys who want the red pill dudes who follow me, we've all heard this. And she was saying, as black women age, they lose their value. As all women age, they lose their value within the sexual marketplace. We're not saying that they're lesser women. We're not saying that they're less than or whatever. It's just in the sexual marketplace, what men value most is youth and beauty, right? That's what men are looking for. That's it. So as you age, you can still hold on to your beauty and you can have all this money and all these letters behind your name and all these credentials and all this and degrees and all that. But it doesn't take away the fact that you have no longer, you're losing your youth. You might still be beautiful, but you're older. And when I had this conversation in the real world and I'm talking to women, I'm like, listen, I know you're beautiful. Like this woman right here, she's fine. She says she's in a long-term relationship, but she's not married. She's hoping to get married, but dude ain't asked her to marry her yet. But she's locked in. Sounds like she's locked in. When I talk to women like that, I'm like, hey, can you compete with your younger self? She says she's 42. Can you compete with your 22-year-old self? Can you compete with your 32-year-old self? And the answer is no. It's no, you cannot. Just like I can't compete with my younger self, my 22, 23-year-old self. I can't physically compete. But in the sexual marketplace, in the dating world, my younger self can't compete with me. I have done everything I needed to do. I've built myself up. I've acquired all those things that women find attractive. Therefore, I'm I'm closer to my peak now in my 50s than I was in my 20s. Lady DeVoe was in the building. Was good, sis. So that's just how it works. I know it sucks and it's hard to hear, but that's how it works. A lot of women go to college and they get these jobs, they make this money, and they do all this stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a beast. I'm top tier." No, you're not, because men value youth, they value beauty. They want a feminine woman. They don't want an alpha woman. They don't want to have to come home and fight and butt heads with their woman. They want to come home to peace and serenity and a beautiful woman who's there and she's gonna be feminine. He has enough alpha for the whole family. He needs her femininity. That's what they look for. If you're a woman out there and you killing it, you in the world, you are alpha. You know what I'm saying? You a hitter. You're a trigger puller. You out there in the trenches getting it in corporate America. There's nothing feminine about that. And no, contrary to popular belief, you can't turn it on and off like a light. I go round and round with my man Jay Swans on this all the time. It could be turned off. It could be turned on. No. If you have a woman that's into you and she's submissive, like she loves you and she wants to be with you, she's going to give you all of her femininity all the time. She ain't never going to try to alpha you. Sometimes she might, and me and him have to go back and forth. And we talk about his relationship. That's one of the only relationships I've ever known that works. Married forever, only married one time. They've never cheated on each other. I watched them raise their two, handsome young sons. They raised two black men. I watched him do it all from start to finish. So me and him talk, I have to remind him of stuff. Remember this. Oh, yeah, that's right. Remember that. Oh, yeah, that's right. There were, you had to do some reminders. Y'all both do this all the time. You get out of line and she checks you. She gets out of line, you check her. But that's how relationships work. And you don't have to use the word check. It's just like, hey, it's a reminder. Hey, babe, what you doing? Right? And they both say, oh, that's right. That's right. And there's nothing more important to them than their relationship, than their marriage, their vows, their family. Nothing more important to them. And it works. But she's definitely feminine. He's the alpha, right? He brings the masculinity. She brings the femininity. It's a beautiful thing when you see it when you see it working. And they got married young. Just like what Eboni K Williams is talking about, they got married young. Like Brittany said, I earned a wrench. But come on, bro. Of course you got a wrench, man. Of course. Day one, homie. Day one, homie, man. You got that wrench, bro. And thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. I truly, truly do. I really do. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? All my day ones, all my people, I appreciate y'all. So let's continue.
So I do think that that's true. And it brings up the whole subject of settling. You know what I'm saying? It brings up the subject of like, okay, so does this mean that I'm going to have to settle for something that I don't want? And so that is the debate, whether women should put focus. And let's just talk about Black women because I'm a Black woman, so I'm going to focus on that. Obviously, this goes for all races, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on Black women. Should Black women put, and we're speaking to, and Eboni's speaking to the younger Black women because she's 40 as well. She's the same age as me. Should they put emphasis on getting married right out of college? So I will say this, I agree with her, right? But like when you're fresh out of college, you're 22 years old, most people are not ready for marriage. That's any race. And I know it's said that, let's just talk about white women. White women are great, but I don't even want to call it stigma because stigma is a bad thing. But, it's said that white women go to college and one of their priorities is getting married.
One of their highest priorities is getting married. That's a fact. You can go online right now and you can just Google college graduate fiance or something like that, newlywed or fiance. There's mass pictures of women, mostly Caucasian, with their cap and gown on, turning around, holding their hand up with the ring on it. They about to go get their degree, but they got that ring. They got that ring. There's plenty of pictures like that. It is a priority. I mean, it's just, and then people say, well, does it work? Well, the divorce rate is 50, we agree the divorce rate is 50%. And, really higher than that when you factor in the people who are just unhappily married. But for the higher earners, their marriages tend to work. So you got that. But the fact is, at least they're married. What this sister is saying, what Sister Vanity is saying, is like, well, when you're at that age, you're not ready to be married. You want to go out and do all these things. Okay, cool. But your Caucasian counterparts, your Asian counterparts, your Latina counterparts are out there getting married. Their priority is, okay, yeah, I'm coming to get this degree, but I'm also going to get, I'm going to get married. I'm going to secure a top tier guy early. I'm going to get him before he reaches his peak. You got to gamble on somebody, right? You got to gamble on somebody. So they in college and they making it, they taking a risk. It's going to get this guy right here. You go after the star basketball player, you can go after the star football player, right? Or you can go after the star golfing guy, or you can go after the guy who's like killing it, getting all the awards and getting Rhodes scholarships and stuff like that in the engineering, like in the STEM departments. You choose who you want to choose. And you hear that term a lot, settling. Oh, you're going to have to settle. You're getting a college grad. You're a college grad. How's that situation to settle? That's not a settle. Now you get away from the school. You get into the real world. Now that guy you're looking for, who is extremely hard he's rare, especially when you're talking about black guys. You're talking about black men with college degrees are extremely rare. And we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about what's going on with medium man, because the medium man always uses the numbers, right? I'm not sure she actually has Eboni, the video of what Eboni is saying. So we're gonna watch a little bit more. Like I said, I didn't watch this whole thing. I'm just kind of watching it live. We got Brother Jack in the building. What's good night? Yeah, man. 2 podcasts tonight, man. We had to jump in with one of those emergency meeting type things, right? We had to jump in with extra read all about it podcast, because what Eboni said was, as a matter of fact, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump over to what medium man said, so it'll make more sense when you listen to what she is saying. Medium man has about a 5-minute video. He already did the edits and all that, and it's it's entertaining. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to jump on this next live and donate him some bread, because I'm definitely gonna so do this for a minute. Just make sure I got the right one. Yep, I got the right one. So we're about to watch this real quick, y'all. Let's check it out.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as Black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for Black women. Mm-hmm.
Ready for this?
As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year.
Damn.
No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger Black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated Black men is so low when compared to Black college-educated women.
Shout out to Medium Man.
So this is the most recent numbers from the U.S. Census Bureau.
So he's gonna pop these numbers up in a second, and we're gonna look at it, man. Shout out to the Medium Man. I found him through. I found him through Melanie King. Next time that brother goes live, I'm gonna have to jump in that chat and shoot him a super chat because we're not finished. He's about to run these numbers down. But what Ebony said is not wrong. Boy, she is going to catch hell when she wakes up tomorrow. It is, man, I'm gonna have to really be tuned into Black YouTube tomorrow. Lil Peef is already talking about this. You know what I mean? Oh man, Shade Room, man. I don't never be watching Shade Room, man. But guess what? I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for Shade Room and see what they got to say about this. And then when the Manosphere gets their hands on this tomorrow, like I said, Coach Greg Adams is already talking about this. When the Manospheres get their hands on this tomorrow, bro, that's it. It's gonna be Eboni K Williams all day tomorrow, guaranteed. Brother Pitney, he's like, many non-Black women attend college for the sole purpose of meeting a spouse. So choose to study something that doesn't have much value in the job market. They call it getting a Mrs. degree. LOL. Well, I never heard that, but that makes sense. You know what I mean? Take heed to the messages in the building. What's good, sis? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you since the last time I was in Black Man Unfiltered. I think it was. I was in Black Man Unfiltered watching y'all put in work. This sister be cooking right here, sis. And like I said, you are more than welcome to come up. I am definitely going to drop the link for anyone who wants to come up. I especially want to hear from sisters. I really do. Let's finish watching this.
Bureau in regards to education. If you look at the highlighted area right there, if we break down, break the data down by gender, we find that 24.9% of African American men and 30.8% of African American women over the age of 25 have attained at least a bachelor's degree. Some 1.5 million Black women earned a master's degree, but no higher degree. Currently, there is a 5.9% difference in regards to degree obtainment from Black women to Black men. And as you guys know, and I've stated this multiple times, every race of women has more degrees than their male counterparts. However, every race of men out-earn their women.
That we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 Black women students for every 1 Black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young Black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD.
Yo, y'all hear the passion in Sister Ebony's voice? She's probably sat down and took a serious look at what she did. She looked at a self-assessment. She's like, man, if I had a chance to do it over again when I was in college, I should have locked down Jimmy. I should have locked down, you know what I mean, Levante. I should have locked down, you know what I mean, little Leroy over there. I should have locked them down because now they're making partner at the firm. Because now they're the top engineer in the field, right? Because now, you know what I mean, they're a successful YouTuber. No, I'm kidding. They out there, whatever it is they're doing now, in their 40s, they're killing it. And they married that second tier woman who was like, hey, you know, I think you're nice and let's get together. Boom, they met in college. Boom, they got married. Either in college or soon after, like grad school or whatever, got married. She was there adding value. They were adding value to each other. They were struggling and this and that. And then bam, now they sitting in the mini mansion. The kids are grown. Kids are getting ready for college. Right? And they're sitting back like, all right, this was cool. This was cool. You know what I mean? I think that's what Sister Ebony is thinking. I think that's what she's thinking. You don't feel me? And then the media man, like you said, 8 months earlier, listen to what he was saying. Check this out.
There was a video that just went viral where there were a bunch of white women graduating from college but they were showing their engagement rings.
That's where I saw it. Saw it on here. Look at that. Look at them rings.
And I'm like, well, why don't our women pair up with these athletes or these guys that are going to be in the STEM field while you're in college? Because I'm telling you now, young women, it's not going to be too many places where you're going to get that many potentially successful men in one place. So I would advise you to go ahead and take advantage of that. And no, it's not saying forego your education. You're going to have to figure out a way to do both. You're going to have to
Got to figure out a way to do both. What's your mission? Your mission can be a dual purpose mission. My mission is to get this degree and whatever you're going to get that degree in. And my primary mission is to do that. My secondary mission is to meet a good man, because you are at your peak in the sexual marketplace. When you do your college years, you were at your peak. You are the most desirable you're ever going to be to all men. All men from 17 to 80 desire the same type of woman. They find a woman between the ages of 18 and I think 26, the most desirable. I think it's like 24, but we'll say 26. The most desirable. That's your prime college years. And you surrounded by these dudes. You're surrounded by all tiers. You're surrounded by the top 20%. You're surrounded by the middle tier dudes. And you got the basement dwellers right there on campus. You gotta make that happen. Bag the guy you want. Shoot your shot at whoever, but make sure you bag the guy. Make sure you bag you a good one. Pick a winner. Right? Winner, chicken dinner. Pick a winner.
have to figure out a way to do both. You have to figure out a way to do both. You have to get your education and also cultivate a relationship at the same time.
Because a handful of Black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too. Y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older.
There is a 6% difference between Black men being married and Black women being married, with Black men at 33%, Black women at 27%. So the problem is not Black women having more degrees. The problem has to be on Black women, because Black men are doing just fine. More than 1/3 of us are married, as opposed to our women who are sitting close to 1 out of 4. And as I already stated, my thoughts on Black women getting married is this. I don't think that 3 out of 4 Black women want to get married. And they've been showing us that for the past, 5, 6, 7 years?
Most Black women do not go to school with the intention of one day being a housewife or a homeschool mom or a private school mom or soccer mom or whatever. A lot of Black women go to school and their top priority is that education for that career.
Ooh, maybe it's because we're too busy being the most educated group.
Wrong.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we know that a woman's worth is not defined by whether or not she's married.
Like this woman right here. I don't know who this woman is. And I mean, she's cute at her age right now. Wherever age she is, she's cute. Add 10 years to this woman right here. And she better keep her body right. Add 10 years. And she's going to lose the cuteness. And that's not me trying to be mean or anything like that. I'm nowhere near as cute as I was when I was in my 20s. I'm old. I got the lines. I got the wrinkles. I got the scars. Eboni K Williams is trying to help this young woman right here and the one before her. Eboni K Williams is trying to give them something to think about, but it's really hard because these women are at their peak in the sexual marketplace. They're in that age bracket, no matter really what they look like, right? They're in that age bracket. They're at their peak. There are dudes out there trying to holler at them, no matter how fine they are, no matter how plain Jane they are. There are dudes trying to get at them. Every cohort. The guys that are in their age group, the guys are 10 years above that. The guys are 10 years above that. The guys are 10 years above that. All the dudes are looking at them. They are at their peak. And they're not picking. Latinas are, Asian people are, white people are, but our people aren't. Our sisters aren't picking these dudes and placing their bets. They're not doing it. They're waiting. Then they wait till they hit their 40s. And then that's when all of the attention begins to fall off. Don't care. Like Eboni K Williams said, don't care how pure you are. Don't care how well you kept your body or how fine you are or how much money you have. It's not going to help you in the sexual marketplace. Your value is going to nosedive. Right? And what Brother Pitney's saying is absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's what's going on. They're passing up some great men, right? Educated lames. All right. He ain't a lane when he hits his 40s. He's 35, 40. He ain't a lane. He's a high value man. He's a top tier guy. Flying around on private jets. Out there buying multiple properties. He's sitting around like, yeah, he got 1,000 doors. He's got, his 401k shining. He's sitting on, his nest egg, 10 million, 15 million, 20 million or more. You mess around and get you a 1%. That dude's bringing in $300,000 a year. And he had a crush on you sophomore year at the university of whatever. What? And what are you trying to do? Well, I'm going to try to go here and slide up on him. I know I'm going to slide up on him. And what's he going to do? Break you off. Right? If he's a real good guy, he ain't talking to you at all because he got a wife and he ain't trying to mess that up. But if he out there trying to whatever, you had me in a friend zone for 10 years. Let me go ahead and blow that back out real quick. Because I got to understand it with my wife on agreement or whatever. He might be that guy. I'm going to go ahead and blow your back out and send you on your way. Run along now. Run along. You can't make it up. You can't make up that time. He's young and inexperienced. That's the time to get him. Yo, sis, that's the time to get him. Trying to get your game. When you're in college, that's the time to get him. And if you let these dudes get by, and now you got all the money, you've built yourself up to the, you've made yourself into the man that you've always wanted. Shout out to Rollo Tomasi. You're not going to be able to get that man. Now, what are you looking at? Well, let me holler at the bus driver. I wonder how Eboni K Williams feels about that bus driver now in that bus driver statement. Let's continue.
Ooh.
And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people.
Fire.
So I want to.
Fire. And then, wow, it morphed right into a Fresh and Fit video. Imagine that. It went from that video into a Fresh and Fit video. But that was fire. So now we've seen the video. We can kind of, what Sister Vanity V is saying is going to make a little bit more sense. Let me drop the link in case anybody want to come up and holla. Y'all know how we get down. I know it's late, y'all, but it ain't never too late to
holla. Let me holla at you.
Yeah, y'all can holler at me tonight. You know what I mean? I'm up. I'm already late. I'm amped. I ain't gonna be able to go to sleep for a couple more hours. That's why it's so hard for me to go to the gym, man, because I don't be sleeping right. But I'm gonna change all that. Going to the gym is gonna get my body, my circadian rhythm back in sync. I'm gonna start eating right. I got vegetables downstairs. I got fruit downstairs. I'm always cooking anyway. So yes, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get it together. So let's go back to what Sister. Oh no, wait. All right, let me. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to this screen. All right, pull that up here, and I am going to drop the link. If anybody want to come up and holla. You know what I mean? There's the link right there. We're gonna pin it to the top. And y'all know how we get down over here. We don't be clowning. Ain't nobody trying to clown. I really think that Eboni K Williams is doing what she can to save a young sister. I'm about to go ahead and send Eboni K Williams her honorary red pill certificate. Because she's sounding awfully red pill to me. It looks like she had that moment. She can finally see the code in the matrix. She sees it. She's like, man, I messed up. Now, can Eboni get a guy? Of course she can. She is fine. She's a little firecracker, man. She kept her body together. She is fine. She can't get the guy that she wants. She doesn't qualify for the top tier guys, just like she says the bus driver doesn't qualify for her. It is what it is, man. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And that's what it is. She doesn't qualify for the guys that she wants. Now, I'll be curious to see what she does moving forward. She says she's dated dudes who didn't have money before. I mean, she said that. She definitely, she knows it's a problem. You know, I know a lot of women who make big money. I know 1%ers, like female 1%ers. And I'm just talking strictly finances, right? I know a lot of them, quite a few of them. And the single ones, they have a hard time dating. They have a hard time dating, man, because they earn so much. And if you get into a relationship and you are the top earner, and if you want to go to Monaco, or if you want to go to Tulum, or if you want to go to Tokyo, if you want to go wherever, you want to go to Beijing, and you married to, or you in a relationship with a regular dude, he's not going to be able to keep up with you financially. He just can't. Even if he's making $70,000, $80,000 a year, which is a lot, that's way more than the average. That guy's not going to be able to keep up with a 1% woman, who financially 1% woman. He's not going to be able to keep up with the woman with the black card. He's not going to be able to keep up with the woman who's wearing Louboutin and she's carrying Hermes, and or she's, on Monday she's got a Birkin, on Tuesday she's got a Chanel, on Wednesday she's rocking, whatever, Louis, right? He can't keep up with that. Right? She's wearing high-end watches all the time. Like, she's wearing Rolex and she's wearing Cartier, right? She has all the jewelry, right? She eats at the finest restaurants. She stays in 5-star hotels. He's not going to be able to keep up with that. He's not going to be able to compete. So she's always going to have to help or outright pay for stuff. If she wants her man next to her while they're flying over to Beijing, right? He can only afford coach, and he has to plan that out a year in advance. You want him round up in business with you, with the full layout beds and all that? You want him up in first with you, with the private room on Air Emirates? She gonna have to pay for that. She's not gonna have the money to do it. You want him to look good when he's with you? You want him to have a nice watch on? She's gonna have to buy him that Breitling. She's gonna have to buy him the Omega, the Rolex. Right? She's going to have to buy that Cartier tank for him, because he's not going to be able to afford it. Right? And if things go wrong, the first thing she normally going to do is remind him of all the stuff that she did for him and all the stuff that she bought. I mean, that's just normal. People get mad. It says what they say. And that guy's already in a position where he ain't leading nothing, and he knows it. And he's sitting in a room with very, very high status, top tier men. He's sitting in a room with dudes that, when they drop their credit card, it makes noise, like plink, 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 plink. That's what their credit cards sound like. No limit, like Master P. You know what I'm saying? Dudes in there got credit cards. When they pull it out, the bank start, they take a gas, like, ooh, what did he buy? What did he buy? Hey, do we have enough money to cover? Did he buy an island? What did he buy? Right? I've been fortunate enough to kick it with people who really, they got money like that. I've been invited to events on islands that were private islands. Like, yo, whose island is this? Oh, we rented it. We rented this island for a week. It's ours. For the week. An island? Like, bro, I know they got Airbnbs for islands, bro. They get down like that. They got an Uber for private jets. They get down like that, hanging out with people like we're in LA. And they're like, hey, feel like going to Vegas? It's 8:00 p.m. They're like, you want to go to Vegas? Let's go to Vegas. Next thing you know, 40 minutes later, we on a jet flying to Vegas. You know what I mean? They did it all on their phone. Those people were out here. And when you have women out here who are like, I'm trying to get to that level, if they don't link up with that guy before he gets there, then they're never going to get him. They're never going to get him. So it's crazy what's going on. So let's get back to Sister Vanity Lee and what she's talking about. I am so curious. Hey, y'all, tell me in the chat, do y'all think that Ebony's gonna catch hell tomorrow? you think that the sisterhood is just gonna trample her down? You think that black YouTubers gonna just beat her all up, and then the red pill is gonna be like me, calling her honorary red pill, sending her certificates and all that? Welcome to the red pill. You in the gang now. You know what I mean? What's up, sis? You in the game now. Come on in here. I wonder what's gonna happen. Let's continue. Let me pull this up. All right, here we go.
Okay. But it's like, I think back to when I was 22, I graduated. I went to Hampton University. I think about when I graduated from college. I wouldn't have been ready for marriage. You know what I mean? I feel like you have so much more to experience to gain emotionally, financially, everything. And so bringing on a marriage when I was 22, it just would have been a recipe for disaster, and I'm certain I probably would have been divorced at this point because I'm so different. That I've grown so much, you know what I mean, for the better. It's especially as my maturity and emotions and being able to just be more empathetic to the world. There's a lot of growth that I feel like I can really bring something great to the table to the person that I'm with. You know, I feel like we've become more open to therapy. You know, we've been better with saving, investing, all of that, and I wasn't thinking about any of that stuff when I was 22 years old. So it's like I feel like I have more to bring.
Merch.
So I mean, is it really realistic to say that, okay, right after college, or if you go and get your master's, let's say you're around 24, 25, even then, some people get married and they have lasting relationships, but I don't think it's very common. I think I know quite a few people I went to college with that got married early on and they're divorced. You know,
I'm hearing it. I'm listening to this sister, and it's like, yeah, what? She's like, is that realistic? You're mature enough, you're focused enough, you're squared away enough to get through undergrad and get right in grad school. You got your bachelor's degree. You went on to got your master's degree, and you tell me you're not ready to have a relationship. You're not mature enough to have a relationship. Of course you are. She probably had mad dudes wanting to marry her back then. And now, like, she's with a guy, she's like long-term boyfriend. You know, it's like you have to, if your mission is to secure that relationship, it is best that you do it while you're in college. And then she's saying, yeah, I know people who did it and they got divorced by now. Right? I wonder who initiated the divorce. And I wonder why they initiated the divorce. Irreconcilable differences. I'm not happy. I'm bored. You feel me? I wonder why. And it's you got to make it work. Choose wisely and make it work. It's like that movie Indiana Jones, man. Like the Last Crusade, when they're trying to figure out what the Holy Grail is, and the one guy went and he's looking at the girl who's supposed to be an expert. Which one is the Grail? She's like, that one. This beautiful cup, this big golden beautiful chalice, and he goes over to the well of life and he scoops the water in and he drinks the water. And the water kills him. He just ages out. he turns into an old man, and then boom, bursts into bones, and then all that turns into dust. And then you had the knight that was there, you know, protecting the Holy Grail, and the knight says he chose poorly. So you must choose wisely. Indiana Jones looked over and saw the little brown carpenter's cup over there, plain Jane, picked it up and like, yeah, this looks like the cup of a carpenter, sticks it in there, gets the life water, and boom. And the old knight says he chose wisely. You must choose wisely. Ladies, you can't wait until the guy is already successful. You just can't do it. You got to get him before he becomes a top tier guy. You got to lock in and add value early. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're like, you know, I'm ready now. Yeah, but you don't get to pick who you marry. You get to pick who you smash, but you don't get to pick who you marry. Women control sexual relationships and sexual access. Men control relationships. That's just how it works. That's just the game. Remember, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's just the game. You know, Brother Penny is saying Ebony's best bet at this point is dating a much older man, 60s or 70s, that's financially well off and has already done the whole marriage and children shtick. But the problem with that is Ebony wants kids. And Ebony wants to have a man that makes her look good. She wants a viral man that's going to make her look good. She wants that Black king or Latin king or white king or German king or whatever king, Asian king. Like she said, she's done them all. She wants to look good when she goes to the Met. She wants to look good when she's at Mr. Child's. She wants to look good when she's riding first class, you know what I mean, on Air Emirates on her way to Dubai. I ain't mad at her. But again, at this point in the game, it's going to be real hard to get that guy. Let's continue.
I'm saying, so I don't know if that's realistic. Now, and sidebar, Kevin Samuels wasn't my favorite, but he did preach this. This is one of the things that he said that women we need to, before Ebony even thought about saying this, because this seems like a more of a revelation. This is something that she's been thinking about. Kevin Samuels, his approach was harsh, but he absolutely, this was one of the things he would drive home to the women that would call in his show. You know, he had the little quote, I'm a PhD or whatever. And he would say, like, look, that's great that you have these accolades, you're a PhD, you're accomplished, but you want to be married now. You know, you're in your late 30s, 40s, 50s. And he's saying the very thing that Ebony's saying, your value has dwindled. I just think it's very unfortunate. And I don't know, you know, there's you know, there's just certain things that men have to deal with, certain things that women have to deal with. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those unfortunate things that it is true. You know, we all love the guy that's fly, you know, is and he's growing and he's accumulating wealth and he's getting smarter and wiser. And, you know, there's an attraction to that. And then, you know, women have, there's the whole biological clock thing that we're dealing with. You know, after 35 it's a geriatric pregnancy. Men can have kids way into their 80s. You see Robert De Niro and Al Pacino just had kids. You know what I'm saying? These are old gentlemen, they're popping out kids. So I feel that the aging factor,
Well, they're popping in kids. Bam, bam. Like your boy said, got to coordinate. Bam, bam, bam. They popping in kids. But she's got a point. We can shoot sperm, shoot up the club till the day we die. And it's, you know, it's in the religious text, man. It's in all the texts. It's in all the Bibles. You know what I mean? It's in the all them Bibles they put out there. Now, the Lutheran version of it, the Catholic version of it, you know what I mean, the King James version of it, it's in the Torah, it's in the Quran. We are different. Men and women are different. Brother Penny's like, the heart wants what it wants, but she's looking for what she's looking for isn't possible at this point. Facts. And yes, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, man, rest and greatness to the Godfather. And he was on point. Everything he was talking about, he just, again, they didn't like the way he said it. People don't like the words that you use or the passion behind those words, but the math was solid. The science was on point. He wasn't lying at all. Take heed to the message. She will not find one because of her mouth. Yeah, that too. That too. Being feminine, you know, it takes a very strong woman to be comfortable and commanding in her feminine. A very strong woman indeed, to sit back and just take it. But she knows she has a man, her husband, right? She is the XO. She's the executive officer. Her husband is not going to hang her out there to dry. So her husband be able to look over with a glance and tell, like, uh-oh, he done did something wrong, or somebody done said something wrong. And he is up to him to correct what's going on. Or they just, hey, let's get out of here, love. We don't need to be here. She might say, let's get out of here, love. He's like, okay, let's go. Those are the relationships that go the distance. That mutual respect for one another. Right? But if you have a woman that, listen, ladies, I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do a show of, you know, I'm going to give the top 5 ways I think a woman can get herself a good man in today's sexual marketplace. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a top 5 tomorrow. Top 5 ways I think a woman can get a good man, right? I'm going to do that tomorrow. And one of those ways, I give y'all a preview. One of those ways is don't embarrass your man. Don't embarrass your man. Just don't do it. Brother Pitney trying to get the commitment from a guy you used to know after he's already made it is like asking New York stocks to give you Amazon stock for $3 a share. Good luck with that, right? It's like asking the New York Stock Exchange, pardon me, New York Stock Exchange. I would like to buy 1,000 shares of Amazon at $3, please. Right? Like, get out of here. It gonna be like, hit the bricks. What's wrong with you? I ain't gonna do nothing but laugh at you. But that's a fact. And you know, men have the ability to see the future. Men understand what it is. All right, this is what I need to do to get there. This is what I want. You know, women don't seem to be doing that right now to their advantage. I know they can. Women are brilliant people. Women are so smart, way smarter than the average guy, because it's just things that they possess, qualities they possess that are far superior to men. Men can't walk into a room and assess what's going on in that room. The average guy has no idea what's going on in that room. A woman can walk in and tell who messing with who married, who about ready to fight. They size up the room instantly. Women do that all the time. That's why I love being with women. I key off for her. And I'm pretty good at sizing stuff up, but I'm nowhere near as good as women. So, but man, that's how I used to be back in the day. People got together young and they went the distance. And we got sisters that, unfortunately, their priority is to not be married. They ain't trying to be married. And it's like, I'm going to do it when I'm ready. Okay, you ready? And then what? You can't find the guys you want because you have these standards, these crazy standards, which are great. You know, cool. That's what you want. Go do it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And take heed to the message. I think she's saying she can't wait to go in on her tomorrow. It's going to be, I'm going to be watching everybody, sis. I'm going to be watching. You know, but I ain't going to lie to you. I don't believe that Eboni K Williams is saying anything wrong here. I believe that what Eboni K Williams is what she's doing is trying to help these young sisters, the next group, those young women right now, those young sisters in college right now. Like, baby, give this some thought. Give it some thought. This sister right here, Vanity V, she's like, I wasn't ready. I was too young. I wasn't responsible enough or whatever. Like, well, you're going to have to get ready. You're going to have to. There's no guarantee that the guy she's with now is going to marry her. She's already in her 40s. If this dude decides to marry another woman as beautiful as Vanity is, and this sister right here is beautiful, she's man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And it's just like, you know, she'll be out there, be single as fine as she is and going up to these top tier guys and they'll be rocking her out, but ain't nothing going to take her serious. And it's nothing to do with her. It's just going to be like, nah, I could go get this 28-year-old. I can go get this 32-year-old. Some of them dudes like, yeah, I can go get the 20-year-old, 22-year-old. Leonardo DiCaprio, that's what he be doing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in on that. You know what I mean? I ain't in on that, but that's, you know, I don't want them that young, but that's it. You know what I mean? You look at the top paid models in the world, man, they're about 16, 17, 18 years old. By the time they hit 25, they OGs in the game. Let's continue.
There's a disparity there. There's a lot of unfairness that women have to deal with that men don't necessarily have to deal with.
And vice versa.
But let me also say this. This is where I think it's a little problematic. And I know some of y'all gonna get in my comments and say, well, she doesn't have to settle if that's not what she wants to do. Just 6 months ago, or it might even been 3 or 4 months ago, Eboni was just saying she wouldn't date a bus driver.
Unless he owned the bus.
So it's almost like you're teaching, you want women to go for marriage, but it's like, are women allowed to go for marriage for the guy who's a garbage truck works at the garbage, the dump or whatever, and an electrician, if he's a construction worker? Like, is it okay to date, you know what I'm saying, like a man that makes less than $100,000 a year? Or is Eboni just speaking for herself? Is she just saying, look, y'all can do it, but I'm not dating a bus driver? You know what I'm saying? Because there has to be some compromise. And that's really what I want women to think about, is in general, it's not about settling. Like, we definitely don't want to settle, but you have to prioritize important things. Is he a good person? Is he kind? You know, does he love the Lord? You know, everybody is not into church and not God-fearing. That's your own preference. But if it is your preference, does he love the Lord? You know, is he smart? You know, is he good with money? Because you can be a truck driver or a bus driver and be great with money. You know what I'm saying? Your career that you have doesn't necessarily dictate how you are with money. You know what I mean? Is he, you know, does he show me new things? You know what I'm saying? Does he help me to be a better person? Is he prioritize his health? You know what I mean? Does he make me laugh? Like, these are the things that I want women to think more about.
I agree. Women should think more about these sort of things. They should be thinking about this at age 20. while they're sitting in a university of whatever they're in. This is when women need to be asking themselves these questions right here. Everything she said right there, I agree with her. Women need to have this heart to heart with themselves. They have to have this come to Jesus moment when they're 20. Because you're in a sexual marketplace where your value is decreasing at the same time your male counterparts' value is increasing. It just is what it is. There's not a negative connotation to that. I'm not saying men are better than women or women are better than men. I ain't saying none of that. I'm just letting you know this is how the game goes. This is how the game is played. And if you wait too long, you are not going to qualify for the top tier dude. So instead of you in college and you out here doing your 304 thing and you out here riding that joystick carousel, you know what I'm saying? Smashing and doing this and that, trying to figure out who you are sexually, fine. Now do that. Like we always say over here on this side of the internet, on this platform, by all means do that. Keep it in the closet. Don't let nobody know. Keep that on the low. Shh, be quiet. Don't tell nobody about it. And at the same time, you gotta be like, all right, let me get this out of my system because I'm gonna need to go over here to little Bobby over here in engineering. And because I know he's in love with me. I know he got a crush on me. Right? He's getting the best grades. He's already got offers to some of the best engineering firms on the planet. I need to be hollering at him. Because you got to be able to expand out, right? You got to be able to project out 20, 25 years to see where Bobby's going to be, right? Versus Devontae over here who got an anaconda down his pants, right? But he out here selling green, smashing all your friends. He ain't even in college. He just up there smashing college chicks. Don't get caught up, right? Don't get caught up. You have to have this discussion with yourself at age 20 because you're timing out. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, again, this sister right here, Sister Vanity, beautiful, doing her thing. She's like, well, can I talk to a bus driver or a construction worker or a truck driver or whatever? And is he good with his money? Is he this? Is he that? Is he whatever? If he will talk to you, because that guy's still going to want to get the best he can get. And it might be a 30-year-old woman who just got finished with school and she realized a little bit too late that she can't get the top tier guy, but she's looking financially at, Tyrone, the truck driver, the bricklayer. She's like, Tyrone is cool. He got an associate somewhere. He ain't no ghetto dude, but he's good with his money. He's buying properties. He's investing properly. All right. Yeah. He's making, he owns his own business. He's paying himself $80,000 a year, but the business he built is making $10 million a year annually and growing. He's top tier, ain't he? He can put on a tuxedo like anybody else. He can afford to fly first class with you going off to Beijing or Tokyo or Seoul. He can afford to do that. His credit is A1. He's got business accounts, right? He dropped his credit card and make noise. Plink, 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 plink. Yeah, but he didn't graduate from Harvard or Brown or Yale, or he didn't graduate from, Jackson State or whatever. That's the only school I could think of. I was going to say Morris Brown, but I don't even know if they're still in business. And he didn't graduate from Howard. He ain't an Alpha or a Q or a Kappa. Nah, but he's in the United States military. He's a vet, got a Purple Heart, couple silver stars. He's airborne. The guy's a Ranger. You get into a situation, you want to be with a Ranger or you want to be with a Kappa? Because that Ranger has experience. He's been in the field. He's going to knock down anything that jumps up that's going to be do some harm to you. These are the things you need to be thinking about, young ladies. This is what y'all need to be thinking about. Yeah, you're going to secure the degree. Great. Yeah, you're going to be able to do have your career or whatever. Great. But you're also going to be able to start your family, and you're going to have a great man next to you so you can start that family and be complete. Because some women, they really want that family. And I know a lot of successful women who never started their family, and they've told me, like, man, I wish I had done that. There's a hole there. Someone like Eboni K Williams, she froze her eggs, so I guess she's going to have to go buy some sperm. And is she going to carry her own baby, like buy some sperm and carry her own baby that way? Or is she going to adopt, or is she going to hire a surrogate to carry her baby for her? Because a lot of those wealthy women, they do that. They hire surrogates. Like, what is she gonna do? She still wants a family, but again, the clock is ticking. It's hard to run around behind these kids when you're in your 40s. Trust me, I was doing it. It's hard, man. It's hard. I was in my late 30s when I had my first one. And they hard to chase around, man. I mean, it's beautiful and it's great to be around, but little babies, newborns, and toddlers, man, you got to carry so much gear. Well, I thought I was back in the military again. I had so much gear. I had to pack up and unpack and get this and that with mobile playpens and the strollers, the diaper bags, all the stuff you got to have. You got to know where everything is. Good thing I was in the air. I was a paratrooper. I had everything all sorted out. I was squared away. I knew how to move. I got everything together like I was, on an op. You know what I mean? It was amazing. But I couldn't see myself doing that now. That's just too much. That's just too much. You know what I mean? Brother Pitney saying it's funny how women ride the carousel instead of prioritizing marriage when they're at their peak sexual market value. Facts, man. Facts. But they fully expect men to be marriage minded once they hit their peak sexual market value. Fact, like I said, we are different. Men and women are different. So she's at her peak at 21. She's out there smashing everything, having a good old time, partying, you know what I'm saying? Getting on the yachts, riding in the Lamborghinis, having all these experiences. Great. I ain't mad at you. But that guy can't do that at 20, 22, 24 years old. He can't afford to rent the yacht or buy the Bugatti or the Rolls Royce or have on, his shoes or red bottoms. He can't afford to buy the high-end watches, the RMs, the Rolexes, the all that good stuff. I ran out of watches, y'all. He can't afford to ride first class and stay at 5-star hotels and suites, right? He doesn't have all that until he hits his 30s. Mid to late 30s is when he starts to hit his stride. And when he hits his stride, that's when he's going to start blowing out backs. You see what I'm saying? That's when he's going to start doing all that stuff. And when it's time to get on the yacht, do you think he wants to have a 38 or 42-year-old woman on the yacht with him? Not unless she built like Sam Hayek. Nah, he's going to have a bunch of 20-somethings on that boat. And they're going to be right there. What school you go to? I go to college over here. I'm a sophomore here. I'm in my first year of law school here. I'm doing this there. I'm in pre-med. That's who's going to be on the yacht. Doing the shots, having a good time. I see it in Miami every time I go down there. Anybody who's listening to me right now that's been in Miami in the past few years know exactly what I'm talking about. Every time you go over one of those bridges in Brooklyn and you look out into the bay, it is full of yachts. Full of yachts. Going back and forth, bridges going up and down for these yachts. And they just full of girls. They just just popping it, doing whatever, having a good old time. Like 2 old dudes on there. That's who got the boat. And it's full of beautiful young women. Full. It might be a couple women in there and they like, mid to late 30s and they just kept it together. They still look like they in their 20s. Fine. But they still tight. They got it together. You know what I'm saying? But for the average 35-year-old, nah, you ain't getting on that boat. They won't let you. Right? You ain't getting into live. You ain't getting into, you're going to have a hard time getting into Komodo. You're going to have to pay. Right? They're going to stop you at the rope like, hold on. They letting in all these young cuties. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Put the rope right back down. You got a reservation? They don't care about your feelings. You know what I mean? They'll, tell you can buy, okay, well, you can do this. There's going to be some money involved and they'll let you in. LA, they won't even let you in. They don't care how much money you got. You know what I mean? Last time I was in LA trying to get into them nightclubs out there, forget about it. Forget about it. You better be somebody or with somebody. They harsh. Tell you to your face, you can't come in here. So all that's happening. You getting all these, all these body blows as you get older. Like, man, it wasn't like this when I was 20. Sure it wasn't. You know what I mean? You was fine as wine, no kids, no worries, no nothing. You was free to move and go. Now, you in your late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, got a couple kids. You know what I mean? You sitting here still not married. It's a problem. Where'd you go wrong? I wasn't married. I wasn't trying to lock in that guy before he reached his potential. Everything she said, she ain't lying. Everything she said, you need to listen to and understand and adjust. And you need to ask yourself these things as a young woman in your 20, at 20 in college, those sophomore year, you should be asking yourself, Sophomore, junior year. All right, what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? What's up with Billy? What's up with Tommy? You know what I'm saying? What's up with James? Try to get that guy before he reaches his potential. He's already in love with you, right? And when you get him, keep it tight, keep it right. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Versus the superficial things. Now, don't get me wrong, women or men, when we meet someone, obviously what physical attraction for both sexes is what is going to make us like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Get the attention, get somebody's attention and you're attracted to them. That's a given. I'm not saying that we have to settle for someone we're not physically attracted to. However, I remember when I was like 25, in my 20s, I remember being like, oh, if he ain't like 6'2", 6'1", I'm not gonna date him. I'm 5'6". Like, come on, like that's a stupid, silly thing to have on your list. You know what I'm saying? Like those types of things. He has to be buff or he has to drive a Benz or stuff like that is what I want, especially young women, to not prioritize or emphasize when you are looking for a mate. Of course, you definitely, one of my non-negotiables, and I don't know if this will probably never change. You have to love to work out because I'm in a gym that's, physical fitness is part of my life.
That's for her. I told you I could tell she was thick. Told you I could tell. I'm looking at her neck. There's no, there's no stretching. There's no extra nothing. There's no wrinkles in there. I'm looking at her neck. I'm looking at her shoulders. I'm like, little shorty got a little something. I can tell. I said that. Go back and watch. Team replay. Go back and watch. I'm like, nah, little shorty. And everything there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You just have to understand if you don't get it, you might be putting yourself in the bind later on down the road. That's it. And everything she's saying makes sense. I think that she's doing the exact same thing that Sister Eboni K Williams was trying to do. Eboni K Williams has started the conversation, and you got sisters with being 100. This sister right here, Sister Vanity, is being 100 right now. She's being 100 with it. Like, yeah, I was on one talking about he got to be this tall, and he's got to have this and have that, and got this. You can line up 100 women, 85 of them or more are going to say they want a guy that's taller than them. Generally, they'll say 6 feet or taller. They're going to say they want a guy that makes $100,000 a year or more. And they're going to say that they want a guy that's fit, right? And there's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff that's in there. You got to be funny. You got to be socially calibrated. You have to have a stable of top tier friends. You got to be in the gym. You don't have all this other kind of stuff, right? You gotta like puppies, you know what I mean? Like you gotta be a Gemini, whatever. They're gonna say all this kind of stuff, right? Whatever. But those 3 things I named, they're always going to be in that list. If women list 10 things that they say that they must have in a man, those 3 things are going to be in the top 10 every time, right? And just on the height alone in America, you're eliminating 85% of the country of all men, right? 85%. 15%, I think it's less. I think it's like 15 or 14% of people in America are over 6 feet, and it's the same percentage for the six figures or more. It's somewhere around between 15 to 17% of earners in America make over $100,000 a year. I think it's like between 14 to 17%. Right. So right there, those 2 matrix alone eliminates most of the country. And then that last one, you got to be fit, right? You got to be in shape. 70% of the country is either obese or overweight. 70%. So 70%, and that's before you eliminate for people being gay, being married, being young. You know what I mean? Too young for you, too old for you. So think about that. And this is something that a lot of women don't like to do. They don't like to sit down and let's just run the hard numbers. Like, nah, I'm gonna manifest it. Okay, go ahead and manifest it then. Go ahead. Good luck with that, shouty. Let's continue.
So if you don't love to work out, or if you're not doing some type of physical activity to keep yourself together, because for me, we're all getting older. Everybody's getting older, but your metabolism slows, so if you're going to date me, you have to fitness, wellness, that has to be a part of your life. I'm not saying you got to be built like a bodybuilder, but for me, that's something I'm not going to compromise on. But I think that is important to your life in general, to a longevity in your life. So to me, that's not something that I'm going to compromise on. But the other little frivolous things, it's like, I do agree, we do have to get better. But I don't want Black women to feel like your value is just, again, I have a daughter. My boyfriend doesn't have kids. Just because you have a child, women don't feel discouraged. That doesn't mean that you're not going to find love. I don't care what anybody says. It's not true. Does it make it more difficult, or can it make it more difficult? Yes. But, I don't want you to feel like you are not worthy of love just because you have a child. But you have to, what I'm saying? Like, your expectations have to be up to par. You can't have a child and then be like, I'm not dating a dude with a child. Like, that kind of, there are women like that. Those are the types of things that we've got to stop. It's,
I mean, bro, this woman is 100% realistic in what she's talking about right now. It's just, she passed the Rubicon a long time ago. What she's saying is facts, and she's talking to younger women. I mean, I was all in, but as soon as I heard her say, and I'm a single dad, but she's like, I got a child and my boyfriend doesn't have a child. This is what popped into my mind.
Think tank.
What popped into my mind was,
You know what?
damn. You know what? I'm gonna leave them buttons alone, man. I'm starting to get tired. I'll say, wait a minute. I don't want to talk about Droopy, you know what? And I don't want to talk about Think Tank. But when she said I got a child and I'm out here and that doesn't hurt my value, yes, it does. If you go up to a dude, a top tier guy who doesn't have any kids, you talking about I got a child, this is what's gonna pop into his head.
Houston, we have a problem.
That's what's gonna pop into his head. Houston, we have a problem. Sorry about the me hitting the wrong buttons, y'all. It's late. Cut your boy some slack. Y'all know I'm old. Y'all know Uncle Saint old. But I gotta hook up my other my stream deck. I gotta hook this up. I gotta hook up my stream deck. It'll be easier for me to hit the buttons. This is just right here, right? This system I got now, I gotta do push a lot of buttons. But no, it doesn't disqualify you. If you're a single mom, it doesn't disqualify you. It just makes it harder. This whole time I'm watching, I'm like, man, why is it her dude hasn't asked her to marry him? She's got a kid, man. That's gonna slow it down right there, bro. That's gonna slow it down. And he's probably digging her. Maybe he's trying to run out the clock. Maybe her child is like a teenager, like my child. He's just trying to run out the clock. Maybe he's doing that. Or, if he wants to have a baby and she doesn't, that's a thing too. It could be, man, it makes it hard. And like what Brother Penny was saying, man, she has kids, it's a wrap. It makes it hard. It makes it real, real hard. Is it impossible? No. It's not impossible. Brother Penny was saying women stop maturing once they're receiving sexual attention from men. They start maturing again once they're buying their own drinks at the bar. I can believe that because she sounds extremely mature right now. She's speaking facts. She sounds lightweight red pill too. And by that, I mean aware. I mean, she's still fine. She keeps herself right, but she has a kid, man. It's like, I have a kid. It's like, I'm not getting involved, entangled into no relationships. I ain't taking nothing serious. Not until my daughter is grown. Once my child is grown, then all right, we'll see. We'll see. And as far as having babies, nope. And getting involved with someone who has a kid, like right now, if I was to try to get serious with a woman and she had a child, her child have to be my child's age or older, or I wouldn't do it. Nah, I'm not doing it. Nope. Sorry, I'm not doing it. Children are a huge responsibility. And as a let's say you get married as a stepfather, I mean, legally, what can you really do? You have no authority over the child. You really don't. It's very difficult to maneuver. It's very difficult, especially as a man, you're trying to lead and this is your home. It's very difficult to maneuver. Most kids are bad, man. I'm gonna keep it. My daughter is well mannered. All her teachers love her. All the grown ups be around her. They love her. But man, shoot, she be on some devious shit sometimes. She's a teenager. Why wouldn't she be? And she knows how to work people against each other. She knows what she's doing. And I got a good kid. What if you got a bad kid? They doing all kind of stuff. You got the police coming to the house. This kid done did something in your car, and now you're responsible for something that this kid did. It's not even your kid, and you can't even discipline the kid. You see what I'm saying? That is a big ask. That's a huge ask. You know, and there's some guys out there who do it. Shout out to them. Salute to them. Some guys out there who do it. But top tier guys, I just don't see them doing that. Not top tier dudes. Again, ladies, you got to get those guys. You got to get them young. Because when they get there, once they reach their stride, why would they slow down? Why would they holler at you when they can holler at 22-year-old version of you, 32-year-old version of you? They can't, even if you keep it together. Like I said, and I'm not trying to knock Sister Vanity at all. This woman is beautiful. She seems very, very wise. I ain't trying to knock her. Matter of fact, I'm going to reach out to her if I can, see if I can't find her on Instagram or something and see if I can get her on the show. We got about the same amount of subscribers. See if I can get her on the show and have a conversation. I'm going to try that. I'll let y'all know. Be looking, checking the thumbnails. I'm going to see if I can get her on here. But it's what she's saying is really, really spot on. And none of this has anything to do with you as a person. It's just the sexual marketplace is what it is. Your value is what it is. It's not an individual thing. This is based on the masses. Can you find someone? Of course you can. Of course you can. I don't care. You could be a woman. You could be a 3. You can find a dude. That's not the hard part. The hard part is, can you find the dude you want?
It's silly. Even a 40-year-old woman, if you don't have a kid, you may need to compromise. Unfortunately, I'm just saying, if we are putting emphasis on the other, he's a good person, he's kind, and all of these things, you should probably consider maybe dating a guy with kids. He might be able to show you something else in life that can really help you to be fulfilled. So I do agree that we need to be more open-minded. But I just think it's sad. Black women, we're beautiful, we're amazing, we have a lot to offer. So I don't want any of my Black women to feel like you're not worthy of love. But I do think we need to overall make adjustments in our expectations, or adjustments in what we are allowing to come into our world as far as dating, because some of y'all are unrealistic in the type. Like, some of y'all are asking for too much. Some of you guys are like, if he don't make $100,000, or if he don't make $200,000, I'm not dating him. If he's not 6'5", I'm not dating him. If he's not, I'm not dating him. And that's great. But is it worth being alone? You know what I'm saying? You just have to weigh those things. And if that's okay, then, take your chance and see what you find. But I just thought it was interesting. Eboni K Williams, her take on this. I agree with a lot of it, but I think it also kind of contradicts with what she said a couple months ago. And again, ladies, I'm not saying that you need to, lower your, go for the bottom of the barrel or whatever. I am not saying that. I'm just saying we all need to make adjustments in the things that we just think we deserve. Because what we deserve is a good person who will treat us right. You may not deserve the guy that drives a Mercedes or a Bentley. I'm just saying. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Drop down in my comments.
I'm definitely going to drop down in her comments. That was great. That was outstanding. Shout out to her. Shout out to Sister Vanity V. She kept it 100. She kept it 100. One of my favorite movie quotes is "Deserves got nothing to do with it." That's Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven, right? That is just, yeah. I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. That's how you got to look at it. That's how you got to look at it, sisters. Sister Vanny's not saying you don't deserve to get a guy. She's just saying, hey, you're not gonna be able to get that top tier guy. Just keeping it 100. Go ahead and try, but you ain't gonna be able to get him. And it's like, well, I deserve to be loved. These top tier guys, they gotta love me. Oh, he'll love you all right. Oh yeah, a whole lot of love, just like that song. Don't know, a whole lot of love. He'll bend you right over. A whole lot of love. Go on, get up here, baby. A whole lot of love. One leg up. A whole lot of love. He'll get you all that. But then it's a high five. He's gonna pat you on your butt on your way out. Good game. All right, I'll see you later. Bye. And he's gonna get on the phone with his woman. Hey, baby, what's up? Do you want to be the side piece, or do you want a guy who's gonna make you his priority? Right? You didn't have that conversation with yourself when you were, when you were a sophomore, junior in college, right? You missed out. You didn't get the guy before he blossomed. You missed out. So here you are, right? Mid to late 30s, early 40s, no kids, still fine. You were in the gym, kept yourself right. You done racked up a bunch of dudes. You done got a bunch of rappers, athletes, actors, CEO types, entrepreneurs. You done racked up a bunch of them dudes. You done had some fun with some of them. You done had some experiences. But name one of them asked you to be their wife. Name one. Right? They were not going to buy the cow if you are constantly giving them the milk for free. And the guys who will be there for you, who would love you, y'all could build something together. Those are the second tier guys. You can't even see them. Friend zone. Good boy. We go crown his shoulder every time some dude blow my back out and then ghost me. I can't believe he did that. He had me put my leg up and he was playing that song, a whole lot of love. And he just kept banging me. And it was good. It was some good D. But he always kicks me out. He gives me a high five and pats me on the butt. Says good game. You gonna go see that guy again? Yeah, I'm gonna go see him on Tuesday. Can't do nothing with that. You're putting yourself in that situation. At some point, you're gonna have to accept your value within the sexual marketplace. You're gonna have to accept your value at some point, and then get the best you can get accordingly. Right? Simple as that. That's my take on it, y'all. That is my take on it. Like, yeah, when she had kids, definitely was a rap. It's not about what you deserve. It's about what the marketplace says you're qualified for. Facts. I deserve Logan Browning. I could say that all day long. Y'all know who Logan Browning is? Remember, Dear White People? Yeah, Logan Browning. I deserve her. I've had a conversation with her. I actually met her. You go back and watch some of my content. I talk about the day I met her. I was looking like a broke dude. I was wrecked, toe up from the floor up. I had the half fro growing. You know what I mean? I needed a haircut. I was wearing horrible clothes. I was out Ubering all day, and I was about to go pick up my daughter. So I left my air traffic control job and I had to go Uber. And that's a whole nother situation. Dealing with the family court. You know what I'm saying? I'm making a documentary, y'all. It's going to be a great documentary when I drop it. A real documentary. And I go into Whole Foods, right? Fairfax and 3rd, I think it was. I go into Whole Foods in LA and I see the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I deserve her. Who is that? Oh my gosh, she's beautiful. That's the only woman to this day I've ever seen with a little bitty nose thing in and look perfect. Hers was, you could barely notice it. I'm like, what is that in her? You could barely notice it. It was perfect. Hair, perfect. Body, perfect. Clothes, perfect. Glistening. Like, who is this sister? I'm over here like, you don't be seeing, beautiful women like that. She didn't even look like she was from LA. I'm looking at her like, man, she look like she from DC or Atlanta somewhere in the Carolinas or something. Damn, beautiful eyes. My mind, I'm thinking, man, I deserve her. I'm going to holler at her. I'm waiting in my little line. I'm waiting. Like, I deserve her. I'm going to holler at her. I don't care what I look like. She finna get the full holla, 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 holla. She finna get the full. So I'm waiting, check out. She done checked out. She was like 2 people in front of me in the next lane over, right? And I'm right here. I'm like trying to hurry up, trying to keep one eye on her. She's where she going, trying to check out. And the checkers, the 2 women working the cash register, Started talking like, you recognize her? You know who that is? You know, two white girls. Girl was like, nah, who is that? She was in Bratz. She's an actress. She was in Bratz. And the other girl like, oh, I remember Bratz. Oh, yeah. And as soon as they said that, I was like, they're white people. That's Logan Browning. As soon as they said that, I was like, oh, shit, that's Logan Browning. I still went out there and hollered at her. Right? I still hollered at her. I had to. Went out there and told her she was absolutely stunning. I was like, you are absolutely a beautiful woman. You're absolutely stunning. I just wanted to tell you that. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. You take care. And I walked away. I walked up to her while she was in her whip. She had the Mercedes, the equivalent to the X6. I forget what Mercedes calls it, but it has that oval shape to it. I forget what they call it, but she was in that. I walked up on her, man. She rolled the window down. I'm sitting there eating a cup of watermelon and everything, bro. I was as hood as I could be. Because I'm like, what the hell I got to lose? I'm already, you know what I mean? I ain't looking the way I wanted to be looking. She still rolled her window down and talked to me. I thought she was going to give me, I think she was like looking for $1 to give me $1. She probably thought I was homeless. You know what I mean? Bless her heart. But she sat there and she talked to me. I'm like, you seeing somebody? She was like, yeah. Of course she wasn't, but you know what I mean? I had to give her the quick out. Like I said, I had to go holler at her. I don't care. I had to go holler at her. I was looking horrible. Talking about I deserve Logan Browning. Man, deserves got nothing to do with it. It's what I qualify for. I did not qualify for Logan Browning and on that encounter. Let me bump into her again. You know what I mean? Let me bump into her again. We'll see how that go. Trust and believe. It'll go different. You feel me? But deserves got nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing to do with it. It's what I qualify for in today's sexual marketplace. It's what I qualify for, not what I deserve. Right? So, fortunately for me, I put in work when I was younger. I'm doing all right. I qualify for quite a bit. I'm good. I'm good. Right? I got game. I could talk my way into just about any situation. It's all good. Right? And I have just enough of the shiny stuff that when young women or women in general, right, discover some of the things that I have and some of the things that I'm capable of doing, it's great. Because discovery trumps disclosure 100% of the times. You ask me if I got something, I ain't got nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't got nothing. You compliment me. That's a nice watch you got on. I'm like, man, I stole it. Y'all can use that line if you want to. I use it all the time. Oh, this ain't mine. This is my cousin's. This ain't mine. This is so-and-so's. This ain't mine. This ain't my car. This is Fresh's car. I do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my crib. This is my man, Pitney Jules let me stay here. This is his crib. I'm always putting it off on somewhere else. I'll let you think I ain't got jack until I pull up. You know what I mean? I pull up in the elbow. You're like, oh, this you? Come on, shorty, let's go. Till I show up with the custom suit on, right? We go to, one of the nicest restaurants you ever seen in your life before. We walk in there and they open the doors for us. Mr. Saint, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. Your table's ready. She's like, what? You ain't even got to check in? Come on. We cool. I know a couple people. That's how you kill it. But that's another discussion for another day. You know what I mean? One day we're going to come on here and really talk about game. We're going to talk about game. I'm going to let y'all know what's up with it. You know what I mean? I haven't had that conversation with y'all yet. One day I'm going to do it. One day soon. You know what I mean? But Sister Eboni K Williams, shout out to her. She a real one. I honestly believe that she is trying to save young Black women from smashing headlong into the wall. So shout out to Eboni. Shout out to Sister Vanity V. You know what I mean? And shout out to y'all for sitting in here and listening to an old man ramble on at 12 o'clock in the evening, 12 o'clock, I guess in the morning now, 12 o'clock at night. I just wanted to get it in before everybody go crazy. Tomorrow's going to be, it's going to be hell to pay for Eboni. It's going to be hell to pay. I'm going to hit up one of her people. I'm cool. Her and I have a mutual acquaintance. I'm going to hit up. It's like her dude, one of her dudes. Like they like brother and sister. And you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with him. So I'm going to hit him up and see what's up. Like, bro, is Eboni ready for this? You know what I mean? I'm going to hit him up. And if I'm lucky, if I'm real lucky, might even be able to set up some sort of conversation with Eboni. I think that'd be great. But I ain't making no promises. And then, like I said, shout out to Vanity, Sister Vanity V. I'm gonna reach out to her. I think it'd be more likely that we'll be able to have a conversation with her on the platform, maybe even jump on her platform. I'm definitely gonna hit her up, just so I can tell her I use her content. And shout out to the Medium man for, we use his content. That was perfect. Like I said, I'm gonna catch a live. I'm gonna bless him with a super chat. You know what I'm saying? Brother Rook, talk about Don DeMarco. Brother Rook's in the building. Brother Rook's in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you, man. We just wrapping up. I'm gonna reach out to you, Rook, man. I need to talk to you, man. I ain't talked to you in a minute, man, just to catch up, man. Ain't nothing really going on. Just want to catch up and let you know what's going on with me out here and what we doing out here, man. Can't wait to see you, man. Cannot wait to see you, bro. I'm looking forward to that. A solid brother. Rook is just like, come on, man. We gotta go to the range, bro. I still ain't fired that 6.5 Creedmoor yet. I ain't fired that thing yet. About that weapon, brand new. Still ain't fired it. You know what I mean? I still ain't got no 6.5 Creedmoor. Matter of fact, I gotta go and see if I can find some, bro. So yeah, guys, thanks for rocking out with me. I hope you enjoyed this. This was fun for me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's definitely it's definitely something we need to talk about. Like I said, tomorrow when y'all wake up, boy, oh boy, they're gonna be all over Sister Eboni, man. So thanks for rocking out with me. This was a great stream. This was the second stream we did today, and we did at least 2 shorts earlier today. I'm gonna do at least 2 shorts tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to do a full Downrange podcast episode. I want to talk about what's going on in the crazy world of politics. They had the second Republican debates. I heard it was a complete shit show. I ain't seen it. I didn't watch it. I ain't even try. But I was follow. I follow Patrick Bet-David on Twitter, on X, and he those were his words. He was like, it's a complete shit show. So I'm gonna look and see how it went down. I'm definitely gonna do a show about that on Downrange Podcast. And we're gonna be talking tomorrow on I Really Want to Know, 6 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. And I'm gonna be giving my top 5 ways for women today to excel and be successful in the current dating marketplace. I'm gonna give my top 5 things I think they should do to be successful out here trying to get Mr. Right. So that's gonna be tomorrow. Be looking for that thumbnail. I should have that thumbnail out about 11 a.m. or something like that. It would be 6 p.m. And the Downrange Podcast, I don't know what time I'm going to do that. Whenever I can squeeze it in, probably do like 45 minutes to an hour just talk about some crazy stuff. Bob Menendez on the take. Clarence Thomas still not having to give up his seat. The president's son being indicted. Trump. This latest thing with Trump, a New York judge found him guilty of fraud. If this holds up, they might come after some of Trump's properties, right? They'll be looking to collect somewhere in the neighborhood of $200, maybe $300 million. So he'll have to start selling off his properties and stuff, or they will seize them and sell them off. That will definitely crush Donald Trump moving forward. They start getting into his pockets. There's no way he's going to be able to defend himself in these other cases. So I'm going to be talking about all that tomorrow. Thanks for rocking out with me tonight. And, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Right. I'm DL Saint. This is DL Saint. I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.